So, look, Joe Rogan, you're being ridiculous. Okay, hit the Tyson baby. Joe Rogan, you're being ridiculous. Now, hear me out on this. Joe Rogan says that when Tyson Fury was knocked down by Wilder and Mora separated Deontay Wilder, sent Deontay Wilder to his neutral corner, okay, and started to count from the timekeeper. The timekeeper, as soon as Fury hit the ground, he went 1, 2, 3, 4. That's when Mora, after separating, sending the standing fighter, who was Wilder, to his corner, he picks the count up at 4, 5. Wilder leaves the neutral corner, and he has to tell Wilder, go back to your neutral corner. And then when he gets him back, he goes 6. Joe Rogan, capping, says that Mora should have picked the count up from a timekeeper who, when he pauses and send Wilder, the timekeeper should recount. So when he says 4, 5, when he sends him over, the timekeeper should say 6, 7. He goes back and then he picks it up from him. That is bullshit and a lie. Hit the Tyson band. Let me tell you 2 things. 1, it doesn't go that way. And 2, I'm going to tell you why it shouldn't go that way. Listen, it doesn't go that way. After he picks up the count from the timekeeper, he is removed. That is it. The timekeeper is done. Okay? Why is he done? Because after he picks it up from the timekeeper, which is in seconds, the ref is control of the count. 4, 5, 6. Okay? He's control. Now, the reason why the timekeeper should not come back involved is because his pace is going to be different. So you're showing the downed fighter 5, 6, and then you go over. The timekeeper can't go 7, 8, 9. You can't. The ref is in charge of the count. Also, the timekeeper and the ref can't be doing it at the same time. I go 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7. That throws off the person that's down. So there's only one person in charge of the count after he picks it up from the timekeeper. The timekeeper is removed. Now, the reason why they stop the count when they send somebody back in the corner and restart where they were is 2 reasons. 1, the fighter. The fighter is dazed and confused, and you go 5, 6. The last thing the fighter heard was 6. The fighter is not going to keep count. Okay, 7, 8. He's too dazed and confused. So when the ref comes back, the next thing the fighter needs to hear is 7. Hit the Tyson bell. Now, if that wasn't the case, and if y'all think he should, y'all think the timekeeper should come in and change his pace, 5, 6, leave. The timekeeper 7, 8, or whatever. If y'all think that should be the case, let me tell you why it's dumb to make that the case. Because when the ref comes back and the guy that's down hears 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then come 9 or whatever, that is going to throw off the fighter on the ground. He heard 5, 6, then they secretly counting, and then 9. If that was the case, the other fighter who goes into his neutral corner should always step out and interrupt the count. What's wrong with you, Joe Rogan? The fighter will always interrupt the count if that was the case. Go in your neutral corner. I go in my neutral corner and then come out and interrupt the count and then send him back so the timekeeper can be like 6, 7, and then the next thing the fighter on the ground here is 9, 10, you're out. You have to cost the fighter who leaves the neutral corner. That's why fighters hurry up, go to the neutral corner. If you leave, you messed up because the ref going to send you back and go where he stopped. He's going to restart where he stopped. Why? Because the fighter on the ground, the last thing he heard was 5 or 6. You can't come back and say 9. Joe Rogan, you know better than that. You should. If you don't, now you do. And this is why UFC guys should not talk about officiating in the rules of boxing. That's why somebody who drives the bus shouldn't talk about pilots who fly aircraft, because they don't know. They don't know. There's no count like that in the UFC. And with a big platform like that, Joe Rogan, with a big platform like that, it's very irresponsible to say what you said.